You can use these 5 hacks and you've got a great shot at saving tons of money on an excursion. In this video, I'm going to compare 2 different day trips to Isla Mujeres, how I almost completely ruined one of them, which one I would pick if I was going to do it again, and of course keep watching for the 5 money-saving hacks. Alright, let's jump right in and look at the 2 day trips. Both of these were last-minute trips to Isla Mujeres. The first excursion is a go big and beautiful private catamaran sailing tour. The second is an economical jump over to the island and the beautiful Playa Norte. Okay, so here's trip number 1 and how I almost messed it all up. For this trip, my family and I were staying at the Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun. We were itching for some adventure in the crystal clear blue waters and booked a last-minute catamaran tour at the resort. The excursion was a private sailing on the boat Kendo, operated by a company called Cancun Sailing. For the excursion, we added round-trip transportation. There were dock fees we had to pay, and then of course tips for the transportation and the boat crew. All in, the trip total came out to just around $1,500. For the tour, we got to go out, we got to snorkel, then we got to sail along the island and see some stingrays, and just being out on the amazing blue water was incredible. And honestly, thankfully, it was able to come together because I almost messed it all up. Prior to going on vacation, it was something that I wanted to do, and I had done some research. I thought it'd be something great for the family. And in doing my research, there was lots of options to pre-book, but I was just nervous about being scammed, and I didn't book anything. So when we got down there, I just ended up booking it through the resort, and luckily there was availability because we literally booked it the day before. So the big tip here is, if it's really something you want to do, don't wait. Relying on a last-minute booking can be dangerous, and you might miss out. All right, on to day trip number 2. And it was quite a bit different of a trip, and it saved us hundreds of dollars compared to the full sailing tour. For this trip, it was just my wife and I and some friends, and we were staying at the adults-only Hyatt Ziva Cancun. During the stay, we'd already had a little bit of adventure. We'd walked down the beach and done the parasailing, which was amazing, but we still wanted to go out and explore, and so we decided to head over to Isla Mujeres. We grabbed a taxi over to Playa Tortugas and jumped on the ferry. The cost was about $33 per person, and it took about 15 minutes to get to Isla Mujeres. Once there were some add-ons that we did, but the base cost of the taxi and the ferry just to get over the island was about $80 for my wife and I. Did decide to get a golf cart, and that was about $120. So we jumped on the golf cart and we headed down towards Punta Sur. Along the way, we stopped and toured Impressions Isla Mujeres, which is just an incredible new resort. Wow, that is just, it's amazing, and it's definitely one that I'm going to add to the list. Then we stopped in at Punta Sur and walked around a little bit, and then basically made a loop back up to Playa Norte. So for the golf cart, it was great. I mean, it was good to get to see the island, but I don't think I would do it again. I don't even think I'd recommend it that much. I think in the future, I would either just walk to Playa Norte from the ferry, or I would get a taxi. On Isla Mujeres, I'd just go really and enjoy the beach at Playa Norte. And once we got there, basically, we went to one of the beach clubs and we grabbed some snacks and ice cream and waters, and it came out to right about $40. All in, the trip was about $250, but it could easily be around $100 without the golf cart, and if you're going to use some of these money-saving hacks. All right, so just a quick side-by-side comparison to look at the basic cost of the 2 trips. And now let's take a look at those hacks. Here's some ways to save money on a day excursion when you're on vacation. Hack number 1, just go it yourself. Number 2, book directly. Booking direct can sometimes pay off. Number 3, pack the right gear. The tip here is to plan what you need in advance. Hack number 4, pack your snacks and drinks. Number 5, I call this the meal sandwich. Meal sandwich is a great hack. And what I mean by a meal sandwich is basically where you sandwich the excursion right in between meals. A lot of excursions are half-day excursions that are only 4 to 6 hours long, so you can plan on eating before your trip, go on your excursion, and then eat again after the trip. This is one of the great ways to take full advantage of paying for an all-inclusive and still being able to leave the resort for some excursion fun. So, after considering both trips, if I had to do it again, which is kind of funny, maybe the better way to say it is if I got a chance to do it again, I really think I would just jump on the ferry and go cheap. One lesson I'm figuring out is that although I'd love to go big sometimes, in retrospect, I'm just as happy, if not happier, having saved the money and having gotten to the adventure. Plus, saving the extra money might allow us to go back in the future and get to do it all over again, or go find a new place to explore. Hope that this video helps you travel better. Comment below and let me know which day trip you pick, and don't forget to subscribe.